So you can see the big picture. Let's make this clear. Since the beginning, everyone has thought that the price of XRP would reach the historic $10,000 mark, and that this would not only happen, but would be sure. What do you think has recently made this outlook much better? In this case, we're talking about none other than Larry Fink, who is, think about this, when he says BlackRock will help him, he's not just talking about a measly $10,000, 0 cents per XRP. He made it clear that it was essential, which I'm sorry about. Hello, Moneyside family members. Welcome to your one-stop shop. All you need to know about XRP in one place before we get into the details of what's on the menu today. Let's look over what happened for a moment. Please do me a small favor so that you can join our wonderful group. Hit the like button, subscribe button, and ring the bell button. Just so you know, we're getting closer to the goal of 60,000 subscribers. We've reached a major milestone and are now getting ready to release a huge amount of XRP. Please be ready and pay attention because there are only 3 easy steps to enter the giveaway. Do not forget to include the Moneyside hashtag in the comments part if you want to be eligible to win the prize. Getting to the good part. Imagine for a moment that big banks like Vanguard and BlackRock are suddenly thinking about using XRP to send money to other countries. Things will get better, so don't worry. BlackRock is said to be planning to make an exchange-traded fund, ETF, that will focus on XRP. Yes, you did hear right, but hold on. Lawrence Fink's story doesn't end there. He looks at the huge real estate market, which is thought to be worth $30 trillion, 0 cents. Can you guess what will happen in the future? You're right. This is the XRP system that is ready to tokenize everything. It can hold up to $120, 0 cents quadrillion from the International Swaps and Traders Association. And we don't just mean $10,000, 0 cents per XRP like kids do when we say this. It's actually a lot more than that. In fact, some figures say that 1 XRP could be worth as much as $60, 0 cents. Did I get that right? It's amazing. Now let's move on to the next part. Another surprise was dropped by BlackRock worker Larry Fink. Not only does he say things, but he also does things by tokenizing everything. Ripple and its digital asset XRP are about to do something big. There's a clip in the next part of our movie that will get people's attention. It will be confirmed by Larry Fink himself that there will be an XRP exchange-traded fund, ETF. Here is the movie clip you've been waiting for. It shows how we're making it more legitimate by adding a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund and making it safer. Since you already deal in another ETF, why not an XRP ETF? Okay, I know you can get Ether. Could you tell me why XRP isn't available right now? In the last few days, there have been a lot of strange things happening in the area of cryptography, especially with XRP. When you think about it, XRP's value on the famous cryptocurrency market has gone through the roof and hit an all-time high. Is there something you don't want me to answer? I am, but I can't. The sudden rise in value of XRP to an amazing $43,000, 0 cents is not an individual event. It is part of a rising trend in which the value of XRP suddenly soars. Last week, we talked about a bug at a big platform that made XRP worth $7, 0 cents. It's now CryptoCommons' turn, and it looks like that happened really quickly. On many platforms, the value of XRP is going up more and more often. But let's talk about something else instead. I did a lot of study and found Gary Gensler, who is the well-known head of This is about the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, which took over from Jay Clinton. Gensler says that XRP is a security, which most of you may already know. Right now, things start to get interesting because Gary Gensler and his twin brother Robert M. look a lot alike. His brother is the same age as him. The same look Robert is an important person at Troll Price because he is the vice president of the company. However, if you look a little more closely, you'll see that Troll Price is not just any investment firm. It is one of the big ones that has a lot of money put in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and yes, XRP. This makes for an interesting friendship. The head of the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, Gary Gensler, still sees XRP as a security. However, his twin brother is very active in an investment firm that owns a lot of XRP and other cryptocurrencies. This difference is very interesting and brings up a lot of people are worried about how complicated the links are between crypto investments and rules. It's interesting to think about whether Robert Gendler, vice president of Troll Price, knows something secret about XRP's potential, which is about the same as Bitcoin and Ethereum's. Even though the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, says there is no such thing as secret trading, the fact that the company has big investments in these three cryptocurrencies makes this idea more likely. In spite of this, many accounts and investigations have shown that this is not the case in these reports from the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, seem to be telling their family about which digital assets may soon not be considered securities. This is starting to look like a trend. Several investigations into things like market manipulation and betting on inside information have come to light. Safety rules. When these family and friends buy early, the asset's value goes through the roof when it is officially declared not to be a security. In comparison to the possible loss the Securities and Exchange Commission, the CC, might face, this lets them make a lot of money by buying the item at a discount and selling it for a high price. Of something that was done to XRP. Because Robert N. Gensler probably got secret information from his brother Gary Gensler, it seems likely that Congress will try to work out a deal between Ripple Labs and the SEC. So this is a great chance for smart buyers to get XRP in their hands. Adding another layer to this story, the TRO is slowly putting money into cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and most importantly, XRP. Some well-known experts, like Jack the Rippler, are optimistic about XRP and think that its value will go up a lot, maybe even to $589.00. But even so, the fact that the people who work with cryptocurrencies are very excited about the idea that XRP could soar to amazing heights like $10,000.00